London opening in 3 seconds. So now what I need to figure out is who is the leading index. It usually takes about like 5 minutes or so to figure maybe out who is leading, and then we can see if we can find a trade. Right now all indices do the same thing, so we're just waiting. Essentially what we want to see when I say leading is that one index is going, for example right now, up, and every other index is going down. So that means that one index going up might be the one leading. So we are looking for divergence between the indices. But there's no trade for me unless there's really any divergence. Right now, as I said before, they're still doing kind of the same thing, but we see already a slight divergence here on the DAX. Everything else is going above the open, but the DAX isn't. So we might, or we could think that the DAX is leading and we should look for shorts. Right now I wouldn't want to go for longs since we're underneath previous day equity open and today's Frankfurt open. So I would like to see some shorts. A short might be possible now with a little fake out here. But again, I don't have really any leading indice here, so I'm waiting. But as you can see, the DAX already didn't close above and rejected nicely, so that's a good indication that we might go down further. Now what I would like to see is that the DAX is staying low and that we get a small pullback here instead on the other indices. That would further confirm our move down. I'm taking a position here. Seems that the DAX went lower. Might be a bit too late to be honest to enter, but we'll see. Sorry, I also need to get a bit used to talking and streaming and all that things. I'll put my stop to break even now. I hope for another push down, another 1 minute candle push, and then I might take profits. But the market isn't as fast as I want it to be, so I'm waiting a bit. I'll probably go here for a 1-to-1 if possible. Now we need to always pay attention to the other indices, what they're doing, especially the DAX, since that's the one who we thought is leading. So now that we see it's going up, we need to pay attention. So we could go out maybe with smaller profits instead of just a break even. But if the DAX is rejecting, we basically need to hope that either of these indices turn over and are the leading indice instead. Taking profits here. And here's what I want. Always those 2 pushes with candles. That gives me 1% of profits. That's why divergence is so strong. You can play the momentum very well. And that's my main objective. I want to get inside a trade that gives me a high probability of a 2 candle push. Or at least 1 big candle push as here. Then I can put my trade to break even, and then I can see if I want to keep the trade running for more profits, or if I want to just keep it at around 1%, depending on the movement and so on. What you can see here is, as I said before, previous equity open, so like New York open, stock open. Here is Frankfurt open, and we are both above it, underneath it, sorry. So that means our bias is downwards. Same here. We were at first between London close and stock open as a ranging. Then we broke down below with Frankfurt open, and we are also bearish here. And same story here and here. So we could already before London open have a bias of downwards movement without even looking at higher time frames such as daily or 4-hour. You could just look at the 1 minute chart and know which direction you want to trade. most of the time that's already the thing that I go for, and that's it. Like that was the move for London Open. So if you missed it, you kind of just need to wait for New York Open to start and then wait for another setup. So now again, there's no one really leading anymore, and all the indices are doing the same thing. So there's again no trade for me. We had that small opportunity here with the DAX. That small little details are always very important. You see the NAS going above London Open and closing. Same with the Dow, same with the SPY, and then we have the DAX rejecting and closing below London Open, and that's where you have your divergence. And then you can see for setup, you could have even initially entered here for a much better price and profits, but I really wanted to see if you want to push down or not. Right now, you could look for longs here, but I personally won't. But just as an example, you see here how the DAX is making higher highs here, slowly but surely, while the other indices are not doing that, besides the NAS also. So that could be also an indication that the DAX or the NAS is leading right now, and that we could get a long push as we see right now happening here. If I were to go to a reversal, I would usually look to get back to the open, also current open. But again, not trying to go for longs here in a crashing stock market or indice market. Now again, you see already DAX pushing further, flipping bullish. We don't see it here yet. We could maybe get a fill here. And we have a high probability that it goes at least a tiny bit higher, that we can put the trade to break even. And then you have a basically free trade back to London Open. Now the DAX already hit London Open. Now we would need to be careful again that the other indices are not rejecting here. But instead, if we reject here, we could see another continuation for the short. But if the X closes above London Open, it basically is a high probability that we also retest here the London Open on other indices, as we do right now. Hope you guys can hear me well and the stream is all good quality. It's the first time streaming, so still trying to figure things out. I probably should also put some background music, I would think. Just so it's not too silent when I don't talk. But I'm not sure yet. I'll ask you guys later in the Discord. Okay, great to hear that the sound is good and the quality is also good. Thanks, Gran. I don't think I'm going to play rap music. Maybe let's look at higher time frames once. Let's see what the indices are doing on the higher time frame. Here you can again see very well how it's respecting the opens, or rather the close from the London. Now it's nicely ranging inside and then breaking out. Probably right now in a big range right here. But who knows really. All what I know is we are for sure bearish on higher time frames. Till we break out of the range to the upside maybe. But even then. Thank you, Peter. Was it Pitar? I'm not sure. I'm horrible with pronouncing names, sorry. Anyway, back to our divergence. Now we can see the DAX again potentially leading as it's going down while the others are going up. So it could give an indication for a reversal. There's other indices also coming down, at least for quite a bit. At least for a bit. Maybe retesting again the London Open. I would assume that we start ranging now a bit, as there's big news later on. But we got the perfect exit here. Let me show you again the exit. Right here on the low. yeah, I figured that you were bro, how do I pronounce that name, man? I don't even know where to start. It's like Foxy? I don't. You need to help me. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to make the stream much longer and let you guys sit here and watch me do nothing. So, thanks for listening, thanks for coming by, and yeah, maybe tomorrow, probably tomorrow. Okay, see you guys. Bye bye.